Hey guys, Nicole Cooper here, and today I'm actually making sure I look pretty much decent. But anyway, today is Wednesday, August 3rd, maybe, I think. And I wanted to do my vlog, kind of tell you guys what has been happening, what I've actually accomplished, what I've been doing, what I've been working on, all that good stuff. And I just wrapped up a call with my team. I have a phenomenal team. We have a leadership crew, and we usually spend time a couple times a month talking about what we want to accomplish, sharing some strategies and things like that. And it was really good. It was really good. Turned into a 2 hour comedy hour, 2 hour comedy show, shall I say. We crack a lot of jokes, have a lot of fun. But anyway, one of the things that we were sharing is how important it is to be transparent about your journey. Because I personally realized that when I was getting started, I wanted to connect with that person who was being real with me and showing or sharing or was willing to share what they were doing to accomplish their results. A lot of times, we hear people talk about the money they're making and we hear these stories and all these things. But if you're like me, you're trying to figure out, like, okay, I hear you made that money. I hear you had that level of accomplishment, but what are you doing to do it? What are you implementing? And so I will just share with you guys, for me, my whole journey has been pretty much in building a business online. It's been pretty much a series of like learning how to tell stories, learning how to be transparent, learning how to be unselfish. I think the secret to success sometimes is in the willingness to share with others. Now, when I say that, I have a little caveat about that because a lot of people want to abuse that. A lot of people feel like you owe them something, and especially the people who love free stuff, right? People love free stuff. And the funny thing about people who love free stuff is they want to make a whole heck of a lot of money and do it for free. And let me just kind of talk about that concept for a second because I'm always kind of blown away by people thinking. But let me ask you, if you're one of those free people and you want to make a lot of money for free, right? Meaning you want to make a whole heck of a lot of money, but you don't want to invest anything to get there. Imagine if you attracted tons of people like you who want to do the same thing. Where would your money come from? How would you make money? I think what people miss in the process is the fact that we sell stuff. We sell stuff and people need to buy it. And the reason why we share our information is for them to understand how we make our money and what we're doing to make that money. And they should buy it so that we can make money selling with them what we've accomplished. Many people don't like that concept, but I learned early on that I spent a lot of money paying people to show me how they just got me to spend money with them. When I got that aha moment and became okay with that, then that's when my success started because I was okay with investing in things that cost me money as long as I knew that I can learn how to duplicate that process. Now, a lot of things that I sell and I share, Empower Network is basically a training center. It's a training system that shows you how to market online, how to build a business online. It shows you a lot of skills, honestly, that if you go to Full Sail, get an internet marketing degree, you'll pay $40,000 for 12 months. And you probably won't learn nowhere near as much as you'll learn in Empower Network for $5,100, which is our total program. So I just want to throw that out there. A lot of people love free stuff and being transparent and sharing things. I often get a lot of people that want to tell me their sob story about how broke they are and how many challenges they're faced with and how they're struggling and how they don't have any money, but they would love to be really successful financially. And unfortunately, guys, you can't sell stuff to people if you don't buy what you're trying to sell them. Does that make sense? Right? If you think about a store, okay, a store has inventory. So when you go into a Walmart, Walmart actually has to purchase those products from a company, but they buy it wholesale, right? So they have to pay the company. Let's just say they buy a pallet of bananas, and the pallet of bananas costs $200, and they could sell it and make $400. If they don't have any money and they go to Dole and tell them that they want bananas, but I don't have any money, but I'll come back and give you the money once I make it, Dole gonna look at them like you're crazy, tell them get out of my way, and they're gonna go deal with people who are paying customers. And guys, you can't sell retail if you're not willing to buy wholesale. It's just not gonna happen. You can keep working your way around free content, But it's really, really important for you to understand the importance of investing in yourself. So I went on a tangent on that one. And the more y'all see me vlog, the more y'all realize I go on tangents a lot. So anyway, let's talk about what I've accomplished in the past couple of days. Because this is 2 days later after I've done my first vlog. So this is vlog number 2. Um, I really did this so I could share with people what I do on a day-to-day basis so people can see how we produce content, how we build our list, how we market our products, how we get partners in our business, how we make sales, how we earn commissions. And so basically, what I've done recently is I've gotten back to the basics. What happens in my position is a lot of people watch our videos and stuff, and a lot of people want to spend time talking and asking you questions, you know. And I find myself in a coaching role all the time because I'm a giver. I'm one of those people who I love to help people and all that stuff. But I'm realizing why it's very important not to get caught up into that. And the reason why a lot of people, they come to you for coaching and they have a lot of questions is because they really don't want to do any work or they're afraid. And so they do stalling tactics to help avoid them actually doing work, and that makes them feel like they're being productive because they're coming to you to talk about whatever they want to talk about. So what I had to do was I'm getting away from the coaching, all this spending time answering questions and all that stuff, because what happens is you start spending so much time answering people's questions that you neglect the things that make you money. And my focus is to focus on the things that make me money. So when people come to me, can we talk? Can you call me? Can you? No, I can't. Because if I did that every day and positioned myself as a customer support representative where I just sat on the phone and answered all your questions, then I would never make any money because I'm not marketing to people who are ready to make a buying decision. And I found that a lot of times when I get on the phone with people, they don't even buy from you. They just kind of sop up your time for about 30 minutes. Then when you're done with them, they're like, well, thank you so much. It was great talking to you. And if I do decide to join, I'll let you know, right? Then they're off and they join somebody else. People do stalling techniques to make themselves feel more accomplished, when in actuality it's BS techniques because they're stalling and they don't want to do any work. So I find myself trying to get back to what got me here, and that's building my business by producing content and generating leads and connecting with buyers and people who want to partner up with me and who can afford to partner up with me, people who are willing to invest in joining up with me and being in my business. And so I'm not getting on the phones and answering people's questions and all that stuff. I do have a system in place for my team where I have a virtual assistant who works with a lot of my team, and I have actually a sales rep. She does my calls for me, and she's connecting with the team and welcoming them and making them sure that they're plugged in. But also for those who get on my team, we have a team training center where everybody can plug into, and our team helps each other. We all help each other. I help people on that site and guide them as well, but it's based on availability. So whoever you catch on that training center, which is always someone there, when people need help and they have questions, everybody kind of helps each other. And that way you leverage your team rather than trying to get to a point where you're dealing with people day in and day out answering their questions, and they feel like if you don't answer my question, I can't move forward. That's another handicapping strategy to make people, when you allow people to be dependent upon you, then you position yourself where you're setting yourself up for failure, because the people who always feel like they got one more question to ask you are the people who never do anything because they feel like they need you and to talk to you before they make progress. So I say all that to say, 8 minutes into the video, 9 minutes into the video, that now I'm going back to the basics. What are the basics? It's simply marketing, building my list, making sales, okay? There's two things that matter in the internet marketing industry, and that's leads, generating leads for your business, and conversions, which are sales, getting people actually partnered up with you, buying your products, connected to whatever it is that you're selling. Leads, building that list, finding those customers who want what you have to buy, and sales. When you start realizing that, then and you focus on that, now you're in a position where you can always be building your business. You're building your pipeline, okay? You're filling your pipeline with deals. May not turn around right away, but if you continue to get leads every single day, eventually those leads will convert. And that's really pretty much been my focus, is creating and producing content, and actually spending a lot more time with my list by sending them emails and connecting with them and inviting them to calls and inviting them to my webinars and things like that. That's pretty much how I connect with people, is getting them plugged into things that I'm already doing, but I do them in a group format. And that's because everybody helps each other. Yesterday we did a webinar And we have a chat on our webinars. I do a team webinar every Tuesday. Our leaders do a team webinar. And my partner, Renee Fouché, held it. It was awesome. It was all about income producing activities, and basically doing the things that make you money. And everybody was helping each other and connecting. And that's pretty much the kind of environment that we've established. And that way we allow our team to focus on what makes them money and let each other help each other in the process. So as we're building our businesses, we're building our teams, everybody pretty much works together. So I say all that to say, my last blog, I talked about how um, I was producing content and getting my writer and my transcriber to convert stuff for me and all that stuff. I actually started doing my own blog post because there's a lot of things that I needed to get done that I wanted to share from a personal standpoint, but it usually takes me a couple of days to get blog posts done because I get very, very detailed about it. So I am getting back to writing my own blog posts, and I'm also creating content through my writer who's taken my message and basically formatting it for articles and things like that. And one of the main things that I wanted to do to get to a point where I'm starting to get creative again with my own content was launch a podcast. A podcast was my second quarter goal. And the irony of that is I started recording it on the first day of the second quarter, which was April 1. And podcasting to me is a secret weapon a lot of people don't know about list building and a way to connect with a whole new audience. My goal is to be all over on the internet. I want to be everywhere. When you Google my name, I want you to find me. And I want you to say, my goodness, who is this chick? What in the heck? Who is she? What does she do? And let me watch her closely. That's my goal. I feel like the more that I do that, the more that I produce content and I get you to do that or think that or say that, the more I'm going to get you to want to keep coming back for more and more content of what I share. That's the secret to internet marketing. It's putting yourself in a position where you are everywhere. And everywhere in a good way, everywhere sharing value, everywhere creating a presence of continuous contribution on your niche to the marketplace where people are like, this person is very serious about what they do, they know their stuff, and I'm going to follow them. So, I have videos. Obviously, you're watching it here. I have my blog. I'm launching the podcast. And I have several other things in the works that I'm looking forward to that you'll learn about as they're ready. And so podcasting, I started that yesterday or a couple of days ago. And it's a lot more work than I planned. I thought it was going to be easy. As you can see, it's my mic back there. Um, and I was sitting here. I have my notes. These are my podcasting notes. I went through and researched like what I needed to do to set my podcast up and the process, um, the process of getting things going. And it's a lot more work, but it's worth it because I love what I do. So I did the podcast today. I did my second podcast today, and I'm doing my third one when I'm done with this video. And what I've learned so far about, even in the podcasting segment, when you start getting into a world where you're handling your business professionally, you start getting very creative about how to connect with your audience because I had to map out my content. So this was the first, this is the second podcast. The first one, as I was mapping out my content, it made me do research. And one of the things that I was finding was statistics on internet marketing. How many people are on the internet in the U.S. population? How many people use smartphones? How many people use mobile phones? And I was finding statistics on why businesses needed to have an online presence, the amount of money that was being made on the internet, the billions of dollars being produced. I think it was like $213 billion was of business happened on the internet in 2011, and we're scheduled for 327 billion or something like that by 2016. How on average every person by 2016 will spend $1,687 on the internet. So basically everybody's going to be pretty much spending money online by 2016, and how much revenue that can produce for businesses, and why you need to have an internet marketing presence, why you need to have a online presence and know internet marketing and know how to capture that money, and so many things. And it started opening up a lot of doors and awareness for me for how amazing our industry is. It made me start realizing like, geez, I am in the perfect place at the perfect time. And I know for a fact that what I'm doing and what I'm connected to within Empower Network and all the strategies and skills that I'm learning and the things that I'm doing, I know I'm setting myself up to be successful financially. And it's just amazing because all of this came as a result of researching for my podcast to have the content that will allow me to basically have a full 30-minute show. I think I did the first show was like 45 minutes, but I'm cutting it back a little bit. But it just brought out of me the belief system and what I'm doing even that much more. And I say all that to say with you guys, some of us don't take our businesses seriously enough. And y'all hear about the money we're making and all that stuff, and you guys want to hurry up and make a lot of money, but you don't know your craft. You don't know your industry. You're not investing the time to research and learn. You're not committed. And I think that's pretty much why a lot of people fail at a lot of things is because they do stuff just for the money. And that's pretty much what I talked about in my podcast on yesterday or today was, what to do before you start selecting a business model on the internet. And we went into great detail. It actually is going to end up being like a 3 or 4 segment show, or segment of shows. It's going to be a series because the information was so in depth that I was explaining that I had to break it up because I really wanted people to understand. And so, I'm producing this content and getting back to this, not answering people's questions. A lot of times the questions that people have is, like I said before, it's all about fear, right? So it's not necessarily an intellectual conversation about, let's talk about internet marketing and all the amazing things that I can do with it. It's like, oh, I don't really trust this. Does this really work? Look, I ain't got time to tell you if it work or not. If you see I'm producing and you done somehow connected with me and you ain't looked at enough videos to figure out if it's working or not, I'm not going to get on the phone and try to explain to you if it's working or not. If you don't know yet, that ain't the conversation we need to have. My time needs to be invested in the things that are going to continue to elevate me so that I can produce the content, that I can bring the awareness, that I can educate, that I can train. And then from there, if people get it, then they'll partner with me. And that's another thing. Before I close out, what a lot of us don't have is the confidence in our value, right? We're so worried about making that first sale, and we're watching our computer to see if somebody bought from me or not, especially in Empower Network. Y'all are, I have 1,000 blog posts. Why hasn't anybody joined my business? Well, have you positioned yourself as someone of value that's going to make people want to exchange money with you? If you had a conversation with them, would it be about your doubt and lack of belief and your struggle? Or would it be about, oh my gosh, I love what I'm doing. I've learned so much. I've invested in the 15K. I've invested in the masters. I've been watching the training. And I really know for a fact that what I'm learning is so beneficial that it's going to help elevate me to a level that I'm going to make, money won't ever be an issue. Like, what is your conversation about really? What are the words that you're rehearsing every single day? What are the things that you're doing? What are the things that you're saying? What is the energy that you are attracting to yourself by what you repeat in day in and day out? People eat. I had a couple people that were thinking about joining my team, and they're like, I'm just scared. I don't really know if this is going to work. And I had another person complain, I'm already upset and this. And I had to stop them and say, listen, I don't function that way. You're not going to work with me in an environment where you come to me with a lot of complaints, a lot of negativity, all of that. If that's what you're about, this isn't the right atmosphere for you, because we demand that you change your language. Because in this environment, we're learners, we're thinkers, we are believers, we're visionaries. And if you're not one yet, you're going to become one, because you can't come to me with all these complaints and all these fears. It's not that I don't want to honor what it is that you have to say, but you're not going to get with Oprah and spend an hour of her time, basically talking about all your fears and all the things that you're scared of, depending on the setting. If you say you want to meet with her about how she became so successful, and then you spend the whole time talking about, oh my God, I'm afraid, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, and you don't let her do any talking, and she's just listening to all your fears. It doesn't mean that she won't give you advice, because Oprah does, but it's going to be a waste of her time. And that's the thing, if you want to learn from somebody, you don't waste their time by throwing all your fears and insecurities on them. You listen and ask questions that's going to build you up. And I know a lot of people don't know any better, and that's why I do these vlogs to educate. And, sometimes my topics are all over the place because that's who I am. You know what I mean? It's funny because it seems like everybody who is entrepreneurs sometimes, and most of us are ADD people, so we're all over the place. But yeah, you don't want to go to people with complaints all the time. That's why people don't want to be around you. If you're a complainer, or if you come in with all of these different things that you're, fears and resistance and all that stuff, guys, that is negative. People don't like that. It's a turnoff. And so nobody's going to want to join your business. Nobody's going to want to partner with you. And you sure as heck ain't going to make no money because people, in the internet marketing space, people spend money with people they like. And they're not going to like somebody negative. They're not going to like somebody who's resistant. They're not going to like somebody who complains all the time. They're just not. And if that's you and you're like, well, why haven't I gotten any signups? And why hasn't anyone joined my business? And why haven't I made any money? It's because of you got stinking thinking, like my dad used to tell me. So anyway, I did my podcast. I realized that I'm learning as I go along, and I love being back in this place where I can produce content, create value, and really be a contribution to the marketplace. And this is what makes money. It's not me getting on the phone and answering a bunch of questions and things like that. And I share that with you guys to stop asking people to answer questions for you and start becoming more resourceful and dig for the answers. That's how millionaires do. They become resourceful. They go read books. They go do what they need to do to figure stuff out. And then also, they come willing to invest themselves and you learn as you go along. A lot of people ask a lot of questions because they're scared to pay that money. They don't want to give that money up. So they do anything they can. And when they get on the phone with you, all they want to do is have you give them one reason why they shouldn't buy. And you might say something like, well, you know what? It's going to require work. And then they're going to say, see, I knew it was going to be work. I'm not going to do this. I mean, that's just a waste of your time. That's why I don't get on the phone with people before they join my business. And generally, if they do join my business, there's a strict curriculum or steps that they got to go through before I get on the phone with them because I'm not wasting my time dealing with people who aren't committed and they're not serious. I need to spend my time, especially when I'm away from my children, on things that's going to make me money. And that's how business owners do. We're in business to make money, not in a nonprofit. We are in a for-profit. So what have I accomplished in the past couple of days? Well, let me go ahead and pull up my stats. But basically, I've produced quite a bit of content, some blog posts, got my podcast going, and I have some things going with my writing team where we are actually going to be, getting a lot of this content produced in the next couple of days, and we got a lot of great things going on. But on April 1st, is this April? Yes, April. April 1st, I actually had 3 signups. And then yesterday I had 3 signups. Now today, I haven't gotten any signups yet. And why? Because I've been producing content and I haven't been doing my job with my broadcast and stuff. So right now, my numbers for today on signups is 0. But for Monday and Tuesday, the first and the second was total of 6. My goal is 3 new partners a day. However, I still, the beautiful thing about Empower Network is that you still get commission. So I've had $1,000 sale today, so still made $1,000 without my having gotten my signups today. But I still got to get my signups before the end of the day. So I'm gonna work hard this afternoon and get my sales done. So let's see. Oh, I had a lot of commissions today. The third. I wish y'all can see the screen. So I think on the first I had $475 that I earned. Maybe it was a little bit more, but I'm just going to count what I did on the second. So the second I did 100, 200, 300, 325, 13. I had $1,000 sales, so 1325, 1350, 1375. Okay, 1375 for the second. Okay, and then the third, and I'm going to put all this stuff, I'm starting to document this stuff on my blog so y'all can see social proof. But the third, I had 1375 yesterday. I got to write that down. 1375 on April 2nd. And then on the third, I had today, I've had a lot of sales today. So I had 1, 2, 250, 350, 375, 475, 500, 600, 650, 750, 775, 800. Then I had $1,000 sale, so 1,800, then $100. So $1,900 so far today. And a lot of this comes from upgrades of building your business as you go along. But so far for the month, I had I don't know. I got to see if I had any additional sales on the first. But I had a 475 day on the first, 1375 yesterday, 1,900 so far today. So that totals. Let me use my calculator. I had six new sales, and Let's see where we are. You probably already calculated before I did. 1375, 475. So that's 3750 in 3 days. And that's not including things that came in from my other merchant account, which I've had like, I think I had another $300 come in on Monday. Um, so a little over $4,000 in 3 days. It's not bad. And then I had 6 new sales. And this only happens, guys, when you invest in yourself and you create value. You invest in yourself and Empower Network by buying our products. When we say come all in, it's not just about us making money from you, because honestly, we'll make money whether you join or not. It just is what it is. I'm going to make money whether I was in Empower Network or not, because of the value that I get from the education that I've had from Empower Network and other internet marketing programs that I've invested in. I just shared with you how $327 billion will be generated on the internet by 2016. And so I'm learning how to capture a percentage, even a small percentage of the billions. We already are over $200 billion annually on the internet. I think it probably last year, 2012, was probably 250, $275 billion with all these smartphones and ThinkPads, iPads, and stuff like that. So it's about educating yourself and creating value. Once you do that, you can start attracting the money. It just so happens that Empower Network allows you to earn while you learn. So you're in a position where you make money to learn how to market on the internet and build up a skill, which is the valuable thing about it. So you have to invest in yourself. You got to invest in the knowledge. You got to do the work. You got to spend some time becoming a master of your craft. I talk a lot about that in my podcast. And then you have to position yourself where you are willing to learn. You're willing to learn. You're willing to be resourceful. You're willing to build up your value so you can start attracting people by the value that you share. And that's why content creation is so critical, because when you shoot a video, when you write an article, when you do a blog post, you're sharing what you've learned. And what's also fun is sharing your journey. You don't have to know it all. You don't have to come across as an expert. You don't have to tell people how much money you made. The only reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because my vlog is documenting my journey, what I've accomplished, and all that good stuff. So I wanted to share that with y'all. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. It's already time to go get the kids. And I'm hoping I can somehow edit this so I can show y'all stuff. I might get my editor to do something. We'll see. But anyway, that's it for today. So today's lesson is what? Focus on content creation. Go back to the basics. Creating content and marketing so that you can do two things. You build your list and convert those leads into sales. Also, stop complaining, stop whining, become the leader that people want to be connected to. Change your language, become resourceful, and also be willing to invest in yourself and spend time mastering your craft. That's the secret for today, and that's how you make stuff happen. All right, guys, so Nicole Cooper here, vlog number 2, and I'll be connected with you guys for the next couple of days. Hopefully I'll do one tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, and if I don't do them every day, maybe every other day, I can be more committed to that. All right. Okay, y'all have a great day. Bye.